Lyme disease is a bacterial infection you can get from the bite of an infected tick. Early symptoms include a fever, headache, muscle and joint pain, a stiff neck, and fatigue. If the infection is not caught early, more severe neurological symptoms may occur. Diagnosis can be tricky because tick bites can be hard to notice. Even when diagnosed, treatment may not be 100% effective. In fact, post-treatment Lyme disease symptoms persist in some patients long after treatment. I interviewed Charlie and Deb Draheim about how Lyme disease has impacted their lives. They have lived in Platteville, Wisconsin since the late 70s. I asked Mr. Draheim why he thought this was an important topic to people in the Midwest.
Oh, I think especially our part of the Midwest, that southwest Wisconsin, actually Wisconsin in general, is one of the hot spots for Lyme's disease.
And you were saying earlier that you see a lot more deer ticks around than you used to, right?
Yeah, it used to be rare to see them, but now anytime you walk in the woods, you can pretty much expect to get them, or even walking in the lawn.
I asked Charlie why this topic was important to him, and he told me about his personal experience with Lyme disease.
Well, I had Lyme's disease about 2 or 3 years ago, and a lot of the symptoms have persisted, and so I was interested in the topic.
Okay. What are some of the symptoms that had persisted?
Joint pain, achiness, kind of overall pain.
So you're thinking that might possibly be related to Lyme disease, and you want to just find out more about
It's the symptoms that I knew was Lyme's disease, yeah. I was treated for Lyme disease when I had it with 30 days of antibiotics. But I did find out that there's, in 10 to 20% of the people, even with the antibiotics, that the symptoms can persist.
I also interviewed Charlie's wife, Deb, about her thoughts on Lyme's disease from the perspective of someone living with a person who has contracted the illness.
Yes, well, I worry about getting it all the time because we live on 15 acres. Basically, we have woods surrounding us. And my husband is in the woods more than I am, but he probably pretty much more than not comes home with a deer tick. And I am afraid to go in the woods actually anymore. Or I will really cover myself up. And I have actually had some symptoms that seem to mimic Lyme's disease, but has been diagnosed as something else. So, when I talk to people, it's like they have someone they know who have gotten it. So it seems to be very prevalent.
Then I asked Charlie and Deb about the usefulness of the information they found on Medline Plus.
In fact, I'm planning on going to ask the doctor to do an additional test to see if I do have the post-treatment symptoms.
So that's kind of your future, what you're going to do with this information is to talk to your doctor about it?
I am. Because some of the prolonged symptoms can eventually lead to brain damage.
So you think it will be helpful in the future then?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll even look at it more and see what other information we can find.
So do you feel like you're better informed about the topic than you were before you searched on Medline Plus?
Yes, yeah. We saw some new things there that, especially about this post-syndrome that we didn't know about, so.
So also, do you think any of the information you found today will help you in the way that you move around your woods or prepare to
Well, it did confirm one of the preventive measures that my wife and I have argued about for a long time, and that's putting socks over your pant legs, which I kind of think is ridiculous. It seems like the ticks could still crawl up there, but the website did say that that's a good preventative measure, so I'll probably try that.
Even though Lyme disease is treatable, it can still be a complicated issue. Charlie and Deb explained to me why Lyme disease can be so controversial.
Well, there's a lot of controversy on the treatment, and a lot of even politics surrounding the treatment and insurance companies and what they'll pay for. I watched a movie called Under Your Skin, which kind of talks about all that, so it'd be neat to just research that some more, which I haven't done yet.
And did the information that you looked at provide you with any information about the kinds of diagnostic tests that they would run to find out if you...
Yeah, there was a very specific blood test that's required.
Good, so you'll be able to take that to your doctor.
That's what I plan on doing.
Clearly, Lyme disease is an important health issue, especially for Midwesterners. While the rates of infection have skyrocketed in recent years, there are things you can do to protect yourself. First, be aware of the symptoms of Lyme disease. When you go into wooded areas, keep yourself well covered and check for ticks when you go back inside. If you find a tick attached to your skin, remove it carefully with tweezers. Grasp the tick close to its head and pull straight out with a slow and steady motion. Clean the area with soap and water. If all parts of the tick cannot be removed, or you develop symptoms of Lyme disease, contact your doctor as soon as possible.
This project has been funded in whole or in part with federal funds from the National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health, Department of Health and Human Services, and with the University of Illinois Chicago. Let's make a better you. Midwest User Video Health Experiences.